most of the time we focus on like, well, I need to get bigger and new. And it's like, no, you just need to focus on what you got. Because there's a lot more crumbs around your table than you think.
Wrap up our general Q&A. Whoever has a VIP ticket, you get to have an exclusive Q&A with Coach Mike in the back room right here. We're gonna wrap up right now. Mike's gonna go in the back room. If you're a VIP guest, if you pay for that ticket, follow Mike down this hall.
Think, well, I need a new loaf of bread. And it's like, no, you just tons of pieces right here that are easy picking. Because it's really hard to sell a stranger. Really hard. It becomes a nurture process. No one's gonna just see your ad and be like, that's my guy, take my credit card.
Right.
I don't even know how to say your last name. Like there's this learning curve and process that comes into play. And so that's why from the ad standpoint, it's even more difficult to get somebody to just be like, sign up, like immediately an application. Like there's gotta be a nurture process. And look at it from this point. Like if Ruben put something up in his story right now to give something away for free, would you not want it?
Sure.
And you've already paid him.
Right.
So don't worry about always trying to get new people. I think that's a really big misconception. Focus on just trying to get what you got, because you only need 20 to 30 people. You don't need 100,000 followers. You just need 20, 30 people. So it really is difficult. Now it really becomes a breakdown as like knowing your numbers. So when you know your numbers is, okay, so if I convert 10% of all my leads, that's 1 out of every 10 people to download my free thing. So how many, if I get 100 people, that means I got 10 clients. If it's 1 out of 10. With me? So it's like, do I need 100,000 followers? Or do I just need 100 people to get 10 new clients to download my free thing? Like it's a lot more simple than we think. We oftentimes just overthink it. So don't worry about getting new people, because you sell in your stories, you get new followers in your reels. Because your stories don't go to strangers. Unless they get shared.
So I'm probably like the only person here that's brand new to getting into the coaching stuff. So starting
the smartest one here.
Starting from 0 clients, like would it be recommended to get into more advanced systems like the AR funnel, or should I start small and just grow the systems as my business grows?
Depends on how much action you want to put in place, how fast you want to grow, how serious it is to you.
Super serious.
Okay. So obviously being here, that's obvious, right? If you want clients, you need to train somebody first. If you've never trained somebody, you just need to train 5 people for free. And you just put in your story, hey, I'm looking to take on 5 people for free. And then you do that, and then you get results, and in 30 days, you go, hey, I wrote an ebook on how I helped these 5 people achieve these results. Who wants it for free? You see how you just systematically put that in place? I wouldn't suggest it. I wouldn't sell it to you, because it's going to be more than, like, you got to learn how to post before you can learn how to acquire. Because what we do for like AR, we don't really teach here on the basics, because you should have those things already. And the truth is that, I mean, you're different because you showed up here, but a lot of people's like, I want a business. And it's like, you think you do, but you don't.
Right.
Right?
I was going to ask a question. So for you coming up with all the businesses that you had, I kind of want to ask you about how, you know, you had to manage yourself in terms of like trying to land new clients, get sales, and you almost get in that chasing mentality. Oh, I'm going to try and chase deals, chase sales. Rather, you're talking about generating and nurturing your leads first, because that's going to drive more sales down in the long run. What was that process like for you to kind of go through, like, oh, I'm going from that chasing, almost like fixed mentality, to be like, no, I'm providing the value, and the leads and the sales are going to come from that, rather than chasing it. Numbers?
That's it. Numbers. Just give a great example of numbers. You want 30 clients, right? How many leads do you have to get to make that happen? What's your closing percentage? If you close 50%, That means you need to have 60 sales calls. To get 60 sales calls, I need to have at a 10%, let's just say rate, I need 600 leads. How do I get 600 leads? Not how do I get 30 clients. If you get 2 leads a day, you're there in 300 days. You get 5 leads a day, right? You're there in whatever that math is. But you see how you break it down.
Right.
So it's like now your goal becomes is how do I get a new lead today? Because if I get 10 new leads today, I just got a client. How do I do that? And that allows you to know your numbers and your math. And it's like, okay, so if I can now, you can spend money on ads. And it's like, okay, well, it costs me $20 to get a lead. That means it's going to cost me $20 or $200 to get 10 leads, which means it costs me $200 to get 1 client.
Right.
Do I have the cash to stretch to do that? Because I charge $400, which means I have a 2x on my ROAS.
Right.
Now if I can spend $50 a day, I should get a new client every 4 days. Simple, just math of knowing your numbers. It just takes time to learn what your numbers are. But you have to study them to know that. Versus like, I need a client today. I need 5 people that are serious and change their life.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Samantha, I would love your help with a perspective shift.
Okay.
Currently, I serve clients, women who are 25 to 50 years old who have struggled with body image issues. And we're trying to lose fat and transform our bodies externally while also doing it in a way that's not toxic internally. So currently, regarding the pinned post number 2 with the transformations, I'm at a point where I'm against posting my client transformations photos and more so telling their story because of the toxicity that comes with comparing oneself to others' results and how I've seen that shape my life and my clients as well. So I'm curious your perspective on how I can reframe my own mindset to make those photos a positive thing because they are so valuable to leverage to show that result.
Yeah, I think what you're viewing it is that you're viewing the transformation as a physical, not a mental. You don't have to be in a bikini to show a transformation. You can take somebody holding their kid here and holding their kid here. That's still a transformation. Somebody that's on the couch like unhappy with where they look and then they're like holding their kid smiling or on a date night, that's still a transformation. Because I need to see it here, not just here.
So not just their progress photos, but their lifestyle photos.
Yeah. I also though, like I'm gonna go more towards the like harder side of like I still think that those clients, like we've got to face the truth too at the same time to get them to over that hump because like you're just self-sabotaging yourself by just creating envy and comparison. So that's also something that you can talk about in the embodiment of that post. It was like, if you feel, when you look at these photos that it can't be you, I'm gonna speak to you for a second. So you can use the transformation to speak to the pain point that they're feeling, which is your ideal client. Yes, sir.
So this has been a burning question for me. Because I did some math and I was like, if I had every client still paying me that I've ever signed up ever.
Yeah, I'd be rich too.
So my question is like, what do you think the best way is to stretch the long-term value of clients specifically online? Because I also train people in person. They sign on, I know I got them for 10 months. People online, I hope I get 4 months.
I want y'all to write this down because this is big. Okay, get this question a lot. The difference between your online clients and your in-person clients is the relationship in which you build. Because here's the truth, your online clients get better results than your in-person clients, don't they? So why is the other person still paying it?
Relationship.
Because they love you. You've built a better relationship with the person not seeing results than the person that has seen results, and they should love you more, but they don't because there's not the connection. So you want people to pay you longer, build a better connection.
So that's my follow-up. How do we do that? Because I'm real good at community thing.
How often do you have calls with your people?
Online, so this thing too, I have 2 calls per week. I even
2 group calls per week?
Yeah, 2 group calls, but I also even gave them the ability, like, hey, anytime you need to talk, like, click.
Oh, you asked them to take action.
Yeah.
That's not gonna happen.
So then, how should I do that? Yeah.
Mandatory. Mandatory calls. If you need me, just reach out, man. I got you.
Right.
And then they go eat that cheeseburger. They're like, "Yeah, you know what I need to do? Go tell on myself." let me book a call and straight myself out. That don't happen. People that book calls with you are on their shit. I don't even know your business, and I know that's true. Because insecurity is the number one thing attached to fitness, and they're letting you down. So why am I going to book and tell on myself? If you make it mandatory, you will get better results. Every 2 weeks. You know what that means? I'm not going to have that cheeseburger because I got to show up on that call tomorrow. It's accountability. You want to build better relationships, you actually have to build a relationship and stop putting it on them to build it with you. You have to set the tone for the relationship. So I'm a big advocate of relationships. I think it's huge. Whether it's an automated process where it's like just some random checkup text messages. Like, do you know when your clients' birthdays are?
Based on the system.
Okay. Where it's like, do we have things in place to make those things happen? Do we write handwritten cards 30 days in? Like, what are you doing to serve the client? Are you just helping them lose weight? Are you making them feel better? Is it a physical change you're helping with them, or is it a mental change? And the question is, you can always do more. So the things I would do is, man, if I ain't seen my grandma in 6 years, what would she want? She want me to reach out to her. She want me to send her a gift. She want me to write her a birthday message. She want me to write her a card. She want me to send her a picture, hey, I'm just thinking about you. Hey, it's been a minute. How's your son? Just build relationships better. And I think it's just putting things in place to make that happen. And this is what you actually call a customer journey. It's like, what does it look like when they sign on? And we have a thing in our system, one of our core values. It's called Day 51. Treat that client on day 51 like you did day 1. How much attention you give somebody 2 months in comparison to 2 hours? It's probably different, and that goes for everybody. But to the thing of growth that you're talking about, and you really hit something on the head here, is you make more money by not losing it than you do making it. So how can you make more money? How can you keep more clients? And that's where I put my energy into. Because it's not like, and here's another thing too, a lot of people forget, realize, especially when they're in the patient world, all right, you're fixed. Have a good life. I've been going to the same chiropractor for 3 years. And I go in like, what's hurting today? I'm like, my shoulder hurts. Well, let's work on that. So the next week, what's hurting today? My knee's hurting. And I'd be like, well, your shoulder should be good to go, so just let me know whenever you need help again. It's like, that would be a really poor job of selling on her end. So it's like, okay, so we did a 12-week program. We hit our results. This is so awesome, Sarah. Like, you crushed it. Now, how we talk about how we keep this weight off. Because you gained it before. So then you just are always setting up the next phase. The next journey. The next ascension. So it's like, all right, so you got any trips planned this month? Yeah. Going down to Cabo. Girls. All right. You happy with like where you're at, or you want to try to shred down for the next 2 weeks? You know what, I think shred down would be a good idea. Yes, do. Come back. It's like, all right. So you turn 35 in 3 weeks. What you want to do? So it's like you're just constantly changing the goal with people. And that's what happens in person. It's just, how are we doing? What's hurting? What are we working on this week? And that's why in person is constant, because you have constant connection and constant new thing. You're talking about what's going on forward in their life versus what's happened in their life. And a great coach sees results by talking about what's next, not what's happened, because what's happened is irrelevant. But it's preparing for Thanksgiving instead of talking about all the shit you ate at Thanksgiving. So that sees better results because you give them a plan going forward. But also, too, their payment comes out in 5 days, and we just set a goal to get started 10 days after that payment goes through. So forward think. Does that make sense? Always be looking to the future. Guys, man, I appreciate it. I hope you guys got some good stuff from that.
I'll give you that mic. What is up, YouTube? We are here at Fitboss Weekend Live with my man Mike. What's up, Mike? My man Baker. Yo, and we are here about to crush it this weekend. We're so excited. Get ready, like, subscribe, stay tuned.